last game against the Pacers with a left shoulder injury in the third quarter. Curry had already dropped 38 points. The team down 13 to Indiana, though, at that point into the game. Steph scheduled for an MRI today to determine the severity of this injury. Shannon, what's your reaction?
I mean, you have to take your hat off to him, Skip. He knows what they are on the road. They're not a very good defensive team because for whatever reason they don't get stops. They don't play any defense, and a lot of that has to do with some of the guys that they lost.
Yep.
Gary Payton Jr., Otto Porter Jr.
Yep.
Last night, Klay Thompson didn't play. I don't think Andrew Wiggins played.
He's been out for 5 games.
Right. So and now you're counting on young guys to come contribute, and they're not quite there yet because that's why you keep. Oh man, they're going to just reload. You don't know.
Yep.
You don't know how soon these young guys are going to be able to take to what you want them to do. You had proven guys. Otto Porter got the bag in Washington, but he came a very solid role player. He could do a lot of different things. He could defend. He could shoot the three. He could rebound for you. And we know Gary Payton II. He was a chip off his old block, the mitten. Just like his dad was the glove, he the mitten. Because he was doing an unbelievable job.
And he was 94 feet in people.
Yes.
He was just getting up in them all.
And so he's not there anymore. So you lost 2 valuable pieces.
Yep.
And then 2 of your other better defenders, even though Klay, I don't believe Klay is the defender that he once was.
Yep.
He's still a solid defender and was starting to improve his offensive game.
He didn't play back-to-back.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, Skip, you just hope there's nothing serious. It looked like he felt immediately because he reached in there and tried to get that ball out. He's like, oh, no. I had an injury. I don't know what his injury is, but I strained a shoulder muscle like that in high school.
Yeah.
I missed the game, and then I was good to go. It was sore for about a week. But I only missed 1 game and was able to come back and play. And so I hope it's nothing serious because Skip, he's having a historic season. He's 30 on 50% shooting from the floor, 43% from the three, and 90% from the free throw line, along with 7 rebounds, 7 assists. So he's having a 50-40-90 in his mid-30s.
Yeah, and the 7 rebounds are a career high. Career high. Wow.
But you look at his numbers, Skip, they outscore opponents with him on the court by 151. When he's off the court, they get outscored by 127. So that just goes to show you the value.
Yep.
Now, they're struggling to win on the road with him. I don't know how the hell they're going to win on the road without him. Jordan Poole's going to have to go to another level. He's going to have to be the Jordan Poole. Man, we gave you 140 million bank. We need you. Hey, bro, we need this now.
Yep.
Because the big gun is out.
Yep.
So we need you to play like you played last year and then to play out to help us win a championship. He's going to have to play better than what he's been playing. But they're going to have to get some of these guys back. Clay's going to have to get, and Draymond can't have 6 turnovers, 1 point, and ejection. He's got to be on the court because he's going to have to stabilize and hold everything down.
Yep.
But I hope this is nothing long-term. I hope he can miss, hopefully at best case scenario, he doesn't miss any time. But it looks like he probably missed a game or 2, and then he'll be able to come back because, Skip, he's having an unbelievable season, and I just love watching the man play. It's unbelievable that he can run the amount that he runs and still have the conditioning to just effortlessly just let these shots go. People don't understand. Try catching pass. We remember talking about AD.
Yep.
They said he was tired.
Yep.
Just imagine Steph Curry runs all game long.
He does.
Or as a wide receiver, they said, well, run the 2-minute drill.
Yep.
I tell you who don't want you to run the 2-minute drill the whole game, the wide receivers.
Yep.
Tom Brady likes it because Tom Brady ain't running 40, 50.
You're just running sprints.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're literally running sprints.
Thank you.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. So I just hope it's nothing serious and he's able to get back on the court sooner than later.
I hear you. But to your biggest point, last night Steph had 38 points on 11 of 19 and 5 of 10 from 3.
He had 27 in the first half.
38 points. You got it. Made all 11 of his free throws. Like
no surprise.
7 and 7, which hit his averages, and that's with 2:04 left in the third quarter. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They were down 13 when he got hurt.
Yes.
And the other irony of the night to me was I happened to have it on and watching it just because I'm mesmerized watching how bad they are on the road versus they're at home and they just blow out Boston. They just blow them out. And the irony was the greatest three-point shooter ever, Steph Curry, is reaching in to defend young Jalen Smith, who has fallen after last night when he went 0 for 3 from 3 to the worst three-point shooter in all of basketball. Guess what? He fell one rung below Russ. Last night off 0 for 3, he fell just slightly below Russ to become the worst three-point shooter in basketball this year. So the greatest ever is reaching in to defend a drive featuring Jalen Smith, the worst three-point shooter in all of basketball this year. And he reaches a little wrong. And when I first saw it, it did not look that bad to me.
Right.
But I don't know.
Right.
He reached, and then the momentum stretched his arm, and something pulled in his shoulder. I hope nothing broke.
Correct.
But then he grabbed it, and he doubled over, and he's gone.
Right.
And they're going to MRI it, and they said he had big ice packs on it. Well, sometimes, as you know, in your shoulder, the ice will magically start to heal it. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping it's short-term instead of long-term for their sake. But now to your biggest picture point. I've never heard of anything like this before, but points allowed at home versus on the road.
It's night and day.
It's 13 worse on the road. So they allow 13 more points a game on the road. You realize if that held for a whole year, that would be the worst home road disparity on points allowed in NBA history. NBA history, no one's ever gone 13 minus on the road. 13. What is happening to them on the road? It doesn't make a lot of sense because they're 12-2 at home and they're 2-13 on the road. Well, that's not the Warriors.
No.
They used to love to go into places and just shoot you right out of the gym and shoot you in the heart.
And they still can shoot. But the problem is they can't defend. Because, Skip, what people didn't realize is that while they had the number one offense efficient team, they were normally number 1, number 2, and number 3 defensively. So now not only could we lock you down, we're going to make, and they were great in the clutch, and they were great offensively. Now they're still a great offensive team, but come road time, whatever the case may be, it's hard to overcome that. Keep overcoming. You get down 15, you get down 20. At home, Steph hit a couple of bombs, Clay hit a couple of bombs, Poole hit a couple of bombs, crowd goes electric, you're right back in the game. Well, you don't get that electricity from the crowd when you're on the road and you drop down by 15.
No.
And that's what keeps seeming to happen. Skip, if you look at their offense, his efficiency, he's 19 points per 100 possession. That trails only Nikola Jokic.
Who's this?
Steph Curry.
Steph, okay.
So that just goes to show you the importance of him.
Oh, definitely.
Jordan Poole is going to have to be like he was in March of April of last year, Skip, where he was averaging about 25 points a game. It's time for you to grow up.
Okay. So overall, defensively, they were number 1 in defensive efficiency a year ago for the whole regular season. Number 1. And so far this year, and we're still young in the season, what's the old rule of thumb? It doesn't start until Christmas Day, right? The NBA doesn't start. But so far, they are tied for 15th in defensive efficiency with your Lakers. Okay, so they're both just middle of the pack.
Yeah, but see, we ain't tied with them in the offensive efficiency.
No, although they haven't been, they're 10th in offensive efficiency, so they haven't been as good as they were. They haven't been the
Golden State Warriors.
Okay, so what I'm seeing overall is, in many spots, they're an aging basketball team. They got the young players, although they haven't risen to the levels they need to rise to. I saw some flashes last night of young players were Moody and some of the young guys. I thought DiVincenzo was pretty good last night. But the point, they made the shock troops came in and made a nice run. They cut it to 3 late in the game but couldn't hang on. But the point is that in the big picture, Draymond is an aging player. And he's still getting you what he gets you. Yet Clay is an aging player, and Looney is an aging player. And as much as Steph is playing all-time great, he's up there with his MVP years. You can argue he's having his best offensive year. I don't know that the commitment is there on the defensive end because they won it all last year. When nobody thought they could, they bounced back. And they proved to everybody they could win it all without Kevin Durant. So they did that. And I don't know that they're hungry to defend their title. I just don't know.
I think they're hungry, but them other teams got better. They just don't say, well, you ain't Golden State won it, man. I don't think we can beat them. They're hungry too. It's maybe not Golden State is not hungry. They might not just be eating. Maybe there's just, but you can't keep losing those key pieces because everybody, Well, that's why they drafted Moody. That's why they drafted Kuminga.
Yep.
Wiseman, for whatever reason, he can't get the minutes and he can't seem to get into the rotation.
League.
They sent him down, called him back up, they sent him back down again. But when you have young players, Skip, and you just hope that they can give you the production that you thought that these veteran guys, that some of these guys that you let go. Because you're like, man, we can't play Otto. We can't pay Gary Payton. Mm-hmm. We playing Steph. We're paying Clay. We're playing Draymond. We gave Wig that deal. We gave Jordan Poole. Skip, there's only so much money because, and I get it, we win a championship, but I can't keep paying $300 million. I don't give a damn. We win a championship in luxury tax. I can't do it.
Yep, I agree. Which brings me to the final point, and I don't think it can be underestimated how it shook the culture of the Golden State Warriors when Draymond went after Jordan Poole.
Yes.
And it got captured on video and leaked. And I never heard the end of that.
You can handle a lot of things.
Yep.
A lot of times, I believe, Skip, couples in a relationship, you can handle infidelity if it's behind closed doors. Yeah. But once it becomes public, now I wouldn't stay with him. I wouldn't stay with her. Well, and so now all that's in your head. Yep. Man, people gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy. Man, I can't. So now it became public. Everybody looking at, man, I don't know how they gonna survive that, man. How they gonna survive that? You know that man do? I mean, how you explain that, Skip? One day he gonna have kids.
Yeah.
How you explain the man? You got a black eye.
Yeah.
How you explain the man chin checked you?
Mm-hmm. He did.
So that's the thing. Once it became public, I don't care what anybody say. I still believe who you leaked. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Did they ever find out who leaked that tape?
Never heard of.
Did they ever look?
I don't know. Good question.